It's Sunday afternoon. So yeah, just a quick live streaming. So I've been beginning to start feeling about how life is moving on, and sometimes you feel like you're being left out, feeling alone, and you feel like you're not getting a second chance in life. So I know I've done a series of live streams where I've talked about grief and things, and I know it's very hard when someone doesn't really understand what you're going through, and you've got to put on that mask and you try to pretend to be happy when you're actually not. But it's good that when you want to be generally happy and positive and you want to remove that mask, and there's a lot of people out there who's been through that same situation, so it's okay. And today I've learned a valuable lesson about, when you feel like one incident, or let's say jobs or friends fails, you feel like you failed entirely, and it shouldn't be that way. Sometimes you ask yourself, like, why am I standing? What am I doing here? And what was interesting, I met someone who's in the same situation as me and said, maybe we need to stop being around people who are so petty. Someone who just doesn't want to progress and going forward and having doubts. And that's what has been really, conquering my mind. And you look around, people have so much luck, and I know it's hard when you're so much comparing yourself to the other person. That's called competitive or competition. So of course it's normal to kind of feel like that. So how do you embody and avoid it? Well, it's the thing. We have to try work on ourselves. And I work on myself, but the thing is, it's like, it's not our fault when we feel like, no matter how nice, how sweet and how smiley, and look like a very grim, like a scarecrow or like a clown or Pennywise or anything like that, we're all sometimes destined to fail. But how we're going to achieve to go somewhere successful on the road? And maybe I know it sounds we're all desperations, but I guess each our own. We are. Hi, how you doing? Hello, Dos. Hello, Archie. How you doing? Greetings. Hello. Thank you so much. How was your afternoon? So I just was talking about how. That's good. Thank you so much for asking. See, this is what I love about the care and about how the people feel, and that's what I'm saying. This is what's. Yeah. Well, I've had a very productive morning. So I was talking to some interesting people about the griefs, about sadness, about overcoming it, and how you can move forward. And there's a lot of smart, intellectual people who actually can help you grow. So right, it's okay. But of course, I'm outspoken, but at the same time, we've got to consider other people's hearts. But I hope you're doing well, Archie, and it's really good to hear from you as well. Thank you so much, Archie. Thank you so much. See, this is why I do live streaming. It's about communication, and you can communicate, build love or something. And thank you so much, Archie. And so I was just trying to say hello to a friend. Happy birthday to Anita Handjob. Happy birthday to Anita. Happy birthday to Anita. Happy birthday to Anita. Happy birthday to you. Well, glad. I hope that's works well, Thomas. Yeah. Yeah, see, you know what? I know everyone loves their birthdays, and birthday is a great celebration. So obviously, there was a lot of things in my mind. About birthdays, like how we all feel old and we feel like we're like a parody. But then I think we shouldn't worry about our age, because I feel if you take care of yourself and look younger, we have so much to live, and I think sometimes we're all going to kind of break out that system and say, okay, right, how do we take ourselves to live longer? I mean, I'm not saying like we're going to be like Highlanders, like, you know, like the Immortals, if you've seen that film. Yeah, because that's a problem. Like, you know, we want to be like this sword guy, you know, going like that or something, and be like Christopher Lambert, who played Conor McLeod. You probably not know the film. It's called Highlander. I've seen the film anyway. And, you know, I had a dream about actually living longer, like living forever. But obviously, you know, we don't know what's in the afterlife. So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, when we were talking about birthdays and we had doubts about futures and we missed the past, that was something I was exploring this morning, thinking, well, I wish I could have done something right and what we could have just done correctly. So, of course, you know, we evaluate so many things. And anyway, so I know I'm sorry if I'm talking random, but there was a lot of things that was really bothering me. And I think, well, thank you so much, Archo. Yeah, I just do it not for the sake of it. I do it because for the heart, because I know what it's like when you feel so discouraged and someone doesn't really understand what's going on in your head. You know, you worry about going to sleep thinking, is my next day going to be great, or is it going to be destined to fail? And you know, when you go to ChatGPT, you ask so many questions, and you're thinking, well, is that accurate? But then when you talk to someone verbally, they just, you know. But yeah, I guess sometimes, you know, we just have to kind of figure out the answers. And I think sometimes if you want something, you just got to push it hard. Yeah, so thanks, you know, so much about it. So yeah, anyway, so I was just kind of waving or just saying hello to someone. But anyway, so I'm just doing a quickie thing. But, you know, as I said, don't feel discouraged. If you ever feel you're in a situation where you feel like you're not very underprivileged or worthiness, just remember, do research, discover, ask someone who's in the same, you know, like-minded, and hopefully, you know, you can go forward and we can, hi Artistic, how are you doing? And hopefully there will be more answers. So guys, any of you who subscribe, please check out my content. That'd be a great honor. Please share to your friends and family. Have a look at my videos. And guys, thank you so much for that. I know it's a very short live streaming, but I just want to say hi and have a wonderful Sunday. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bring it on.